learning tips like tutoring shows how teaching enforces you to simplify and clarify concepts. From failing introduction to mastering. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how tutoring helped me score a 97% module mark. I didn't get there by cramming or studying for hours before the exam. I got there by teaching. I tutored my classmates formally, created quizzes, marked them, built mock exam with memos, and structured sessions. And through that process, I mastered the concepts and the module. Let me take you through how it all happened. Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a story that completely changed my academic life. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how tutoring helped me score a 97% module mark from failing introduction to mastering. In my first semester, I failed introduction to stats because I had this mindset that I did not do stats in high school. So I am probably not good at doing stats. But in second semester, everything flipped. I got a 97% module mark for practical stats. Imagine failing an introduction to stats in first semester and getting a 97% module mark in practical stats, which is more difficult. Let's start with my first year of first semester. I took introduction to stats and I failed. Why? Because I had a prejudged and a pre-defeated mindset. I told myself I didn't do stats in high school, so I'm already behind because I don't have the basics. Also other modules like accounting. So I didn't engage in class, I did not ask questions, I didn't believe that I could understand the module. But when second semester showed up, everything changed. I decided to flip and decided to change that mindset. I enrolled in stats 1 to 4 practical stats and told myself this time I'm going to own it. I'm going to understand it so well that I can teach it. And that mindset was a game changer. So I didn't just help friends casually. I tutored formally. I ran 4 sessions every weekend on Saturdays and Sundays, like group sessions. And I had sessions 1 on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, and sessions 2, group sessions, on Saturday afternoons and Sunday afternoons. I would spend Friday and Saturday nights studying other modules on campus, and I switched gears to preparing for tutoring in the morning. Yes, my students paid for sessions, but my real motivation was understanding the module in and out. Yes, and you might be wondering that my motivation was money. No, absolutely not. Yes, my students paid for the sessions, but my real motivation was understanding the module inside and out. Here's what I did. I created custom quizzes based on past papers and key concepts. I marked those quizzes myself, giving feedback to the students. I built a mock exam from scratch with a memo, a complete memo. I also ran a time session where students wrote the exam and I mocked it like a real lecturer. We also had quizzes after every session that I had, like after we complete 2 study units. This wasn't just tutoring, it was a full academic immersion. Game-changing learning tips like tutoring shows how teaching enforces you to simplify and clarify concepts, which is exactly what helped me internalize the material. Every time I taught a concept, I had to break it down. I had to answer questions, I had to explain in different ways, and I had to make sure it clicked for others. Tutoring is a game-changing learning tip that I have discovered throughout my academic period of studying the undergrad degree of marketing and tourism. Because tutoring shows how teaching forces you to simplify and clarify concepts for others to understand, which is exactly what helped me internalize the material. That repetition that I had with them every week, answering questions and putting up questions and marking of quizzes and exam, it stuck with me. Also the clarity that I had to clarify concepts with them, it stuck with me. By the time the exam came for that module, I did not need to revise because I was the revision myself. And you wonder why? How? No matter how I study for other modules, in preparation for exam, I always have a small panic before the exam, like few minutes, even though I studied and I know I understand. But some kind of pressure, and you try to go through the concept like few minutes again for you to understand, or make sure that you just pick whatever. But for that module, I was fully prepared, and I did not even have to take my book or note or summaries to the writing venue. That shows you how comfortable and well prepared I was for that module and the exam. No panic, no last minute cramming, everything was intact. Just calm, focus, execution, and I scored a 97% module mark. And you know that your module mark is a combination of your participation mark of the entire semester and of your exam mark. But I tell you something, I failed the first test for this module, the first class test. Fortunately for me, we had 4 class tests that the best 3 were gonna count. So if all the 4 tests were gonna count for the participation mark, I was not gonna be able to get a 97. But fortunately, after failing the first test for this module in second semester, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get 100% in the next test. And that was exactly what happened. I got 100 in the second test, I got 100 in the third test, and the fourth test I made a simple mistake that cost me like 4 marks. And that made my participation mark not 100, because I was expecting to get 100 participation mark. But because of that, my participation mark was 96%. And in the exam, I think I also made a mistake with the multi-choice question, one of it. My exam mark was 97. So because participation in exam is 50-50, that's why I finally got a 97% module mark. So even when you fail, pick up your pieces and keep moving forward, because it's the end that matters. Because if I was discouraged with the first mark that I got for that module, the first class test, I was not going to be able to achieve what I did. And not just for this module, all my other modules in second semester I did extremely well, from passing with 50s to passing with 80s and 90s distinctions. So if you want to master a module, teach it. Here's how you can start yourself. If you don't want to get structured sessions or formal sessions, or you don't want to meet up with groups, you can just do videos in your room, do recordings of yourself explaining the concept. You can listen to it afterwards to make sure that you understand completely what you are talking about. So like I said, if you want to master a module and not just study it, teach it, teach it, teach it. And like I said, this is how you can do it. Pick a topic that you understand well. Offer to explain it to your classmates if you don't want to do like formal sessions. Create a quiz or a worksheet. Mark it and give feedback. Build a mock exam with a memo showing that you understand it completely. Run a timed session and review answers together. This helps, and it's a game changer. It works like magic, because you're forced to explain, you're forced to do research, you're forced to understand it a day or two before that session, so that you clearly know what you're talking about. And in the course of doing research, in the course of trying to understand it, it sticks with you. It sounds intense, but it works like magic. So tutoring is not just you tutoring students, you tutor yourself as well. This tutoring changed my academic life. It helped me from failing to mastering the module content. It gave me confidence and clarity, and a 97% module mark I would never forget. So if you're struggling with a module, don't just study it, teach it, teach it. Teach it. And I still do the tutoring up to date. It's been like close to 3 years now. Help others and you'll help yourself even more. And if you do not want to get into gatherings with people, you can teach someone else, maybe your roommate, your housemate, or just talk to yourself. Record sessions of you explaining the concepts, listen to them afterwards. Oh, did I do that correctly? And then you are also learning. Tell me what you think in the comment section and share this video with someone who needs a new study strategy or a new way to learn. You've got this. Not just studying, mastering the concept. All the best with whatever that you want to do. All the best with trying the strategy. I promise you it works like magic. Drop a comment if you've ever tutored or you'd want to try that. You've got this. All the best with this new strategy of studying, be it whatever module that you're struggling with. Try it. Go teach it to your classmates or start a tutoring position where you just tutor others for payment. That's also like a motivation. But then keep the focus on mastering the concept. It's going to help a lot better. Thank you and all the best. Bye.